The Mafia prince accidentally spilled a thug's drink, but instead of apologizing, he kept hurling insults at the guy. The thug had no idea that the man in front of him was the Mafia prince, so he decided to teach him a lesson. He put on a show, reaching into his pocket as if going for a knife, but his pocket was actually empty. He just wanted to scare the other guy. To his surprise, it worked like a charm. The Mafia prince turned pale with fright, almost pissing his pants. Just as the thug was feeling smug, the prince suddenly pulled out a real knife and stabbed him without hesitation. The thug froze in place and then collapsed. Afterwards, the Mafia prince spat out a few more vicious curses, seemingly venting his earlier fear before hastily leaving the bar with his buddy. The two ran all the way to the riverbank, where the prince took out the knife and casually tossed it into the water. In that moment, he looked relaxed, his movements practiced, as if this was far from his first rodeo. Seeing his nonchalant demeanor, his friend was scared shitless.
You're a mad cunt, Eddie.
The Mafia prince himself hadn't yet realized that tonight's incident would bring a world of trouble to his entire family. The next day, the prince's father urgently contacted his partner because he discovered his son was covered in blood. The two quickly got to work dealing with this mess. The bar not only had surveillance cameras, but also quite a few witnesses. If they didn't take action, Prince Eddie could be looking at 5 to 10 years behind bars.
Morning, Harry.
Morning, Eddie.
However, the kid seemed totally unfazed. Harry was a key figure in the Mafia family, handling all matters that couldn't be dealt with publicly. He first asked Eddie where the weapon was now. To his surprise, Eddie was pretty damn clever. He knew the silt in the river was deep, so he threw the knife straight in. Plus, he had been restrained in his attack. The stabbed thug's life wasn't in danger. Next on the agenda was dealing with the bar's surveillance footage and shutting that thug up. Before tackling these issues, Harry collected Eddie's clothing to avoid leaving any clues for the cops to track. Then he drove to the bar Eddie had mentioned. He had the most experience dealing with these little headaches, so he didn't bring too many guys. Upon entering the bar, he laid it out plain and simple to the owner. Today, he was here to destroy last night's surveillance footage. The bar owner was also a seasoned player in the underworld and could tell at a glance that Harry wasn't someone to fuck with. But when he heard about destroying the footage, he naturally balked. His brothers were there too, and if push came to shove, they wouldn't just roll over.
You don't have to get up on account of me.
Harry had no intention of taking them on solo. He pulled out a piece from his pocket and played both good cop and bad cop, brandishing the gun to intimidate them while smooth-talking, saying the young man who caused trouble last night was the prince of the Harrigan family, and if the owner helped them out today, he'd be handsomely rewarded tomorrow. After this spiel, the bar owner was quickly persuaded. Harry successfully located last night's surveillance footage, confirmed it was the right one, and had the owner delete it. Then he also squeezed the thug's info out of the owner. Turns out the thug used to work at the bar and had a decent relationship with the owner, which was why the owner had put up such a fight at first. He had the owner help call the thug to find out where he was. Once he had a fix on the situation, Harry hightailed it to the hospital. Sure enough, he found the thug there, still out cold. Looked like his injuries weren't too serious. Harry walked over and woke him up, explaining why he was there, but he didn't expect his imposing aura to startle the hell out of the thug. Faced with a guy like this, Harry was naturally in his element. He reassured the thug, then delicately reminded him that if this blew up, the consequences would be dire. He said point blank that this little flesh wound